Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Granblue Fantasy and a little known thing that a lot of novice players really don't know how to do. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss this today because it did come up in the Reddit thread recently. What I'm talking about is summons. Now, I'm sure you know that if you get into many fights, raids, story, or otherwise, you are taken to a list of various summons that you can go ahead and choose from. Now, what some people may not know is that these summons are either selected by the player or selected by the game. The game allows the player to set 2 summons to be listed in these lists. And if the player doesn't have any summons set, then it is randomized and you might get a level 1 summon surrounded by level 150 or 200 summons instead. So just keep that in mind as you are playing, that you want to go ahead and set your summons. But you might wonder, how do I go ahead and set your summons? Even if you've already done it once, you do want to go ahead and recheck your summons periodically because something may have gotten stronger over time based off of the current meta of the game, or just you played and you suddenly got a 5-star Lucifer versus the 1-star Zeus. So you might want to go ahead and change your summons out. And so to do that, you want to go ahead and go to the home screen. While you are on the home screen, scroll down to the stats section. You can see your crew, and then you can see you. Click on the little arrow next to your name. And then you are taken to your profile. There's probably a different way to get here too, but this is the way that I usually go. On your profile, you can see your current class, your current main weapon and main summon. Now, main summon is not the same as a support summon. I might do a different video on this at another time, but summons have different abilities based off of their particular role. And today we are just focusing on the support summons, the ones that you can share with your friends, essentially. You also get to see what your current team looks like. You get a message board. And I want to point out these stickers are from people who I've sent friend invites to and they said no. Keep in mind that an important part of friend requests is how useful that friend can be to you. And a big part of that is the support summons that you have in your list. Because if you have weak support summons, they're not going to want to clog up their list with your support summons because friends do get prioritized over strangers. If you scroll down further, you can see some various stats, like how many friends you do have, how many characters you have, how many weapons, and other details. And then eventually you get to the support summons section, and you can set summons for each of the elements. For fire, I've already gone ahead and I've selected my level 40 Shiva, who has 99 bonus power to him, and a level 100 Colossus Omega. Now, if you don't know what summons you want to select, there is a wiki page that talks about grids. And on that wiki page, it does have recommended summons that people want to select for their support summons. And so you can utilize that. For me, what I did was I selected the summons based off of the most basic one. So newer players can go ahead and get benefit from it based off of the raw fire attack. Or other players who have Iron Flame type weapons can select the Colossus Omega instead. Now, I haven't set my support summons for my other elements, but as you can see, I've only set one and not a second one. So for many of my friends, they'll see my selected support summon, and then the second one will be randomized. And that's not fair to them. So let's go ahead and go through our summons and just double check and make sure that we get the proper one selected. If the wiki suggests something that you don't have, then go ahead and put something up that's just a basic straight bonus to attack or defense, as opposed to something that's relatively niche. So let's go ahead and go through. I am going to move my wiki over to this page so you can see how I reference things, and I will be fast forwarding through this next little bit. Now, I'm sure as I did that, you noticed that a handful of the summons I selected weren't exactly max level. This does reduce the chance of the summon actually being selected, and that's okay. But if they're currently selected for me, and they're in my setup, then that means that I can know to focus on those summons first when it comes time to actually leveling up my summons. Now, you may wonder, what benefit is there to having proper summons set, aside from making sure that your friend requests get accepted? Well, for each time your summons do get used, except for special events, you're rewarded with a currency. And then at each rollover period of the day, you do get a little pop-up that tells you how many people used your summoned and what kind of currency you got. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's been informative. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Like if this video was helpful. If not, you don't need to do anything. If you have constructive criticism, also leave that in the comments below. I welcome it. And if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to go ahead and subscribe so that you know when the next video is uploaded. Alright guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye!